evening, Chicago. All right, how you doing out there? Yes, well, we are back, and we are making you welcome again. We are in it to win to CAN TV. Yes, Plump Foundation. We are continuing to plump up Chicago, America, and the world in peace, love, and unity, marketing people. And today, we are going to be marketing our guest, and he is none other than a community activist that have been on the grassroots level, boots on the ground, and concerned in the community and involved in the community that been helping us to find the serial killers in the city of Chicago for the murder of 75 black women in Chicago. And no crimes have been solved. And we got Rabbi Macheal Ben Yosef, and I hope that I have pronounced that name correctly. Right. He's my guest this evening, and we're going to make him welcome, to CAN TV and Plump Foundation. So don't forget to call in. We are in it to win at 312-738-1060, and we're going to invite you, and especially you, because you are the missing link to the Chicago success breeds success. I got something I'm going to put on the tape right quick for you, and that is a reflection of it's soul unity. Yes, that's my little baby brother, y'all, from Honey Jam Music, and we are promoting today. Everybody, you and you can do it. Let love shine. Something inside me that makes me wanna see it. Do the best I can. Give a helping hand. Just had to put a little soul in the day, you know. That's my little baby brother Stanley Rich Martin, and he is the former president of Honey Jam Music, and now I'm sitting in the seat, and we are promoting Honey Jam Music for your listening pleasure, and also Dr. Feel Good. You know, we want you, even though the weather is kind of chilly outside, thank God it's warm on the inside. So we greet you in the Arabic language of Wayo and Ya Shalom, and Hebrew language, and Assalamu Alaikum, and my brothers and my sisters. I'm going to let our brother Macheal Ben Yosef reflect on what he's been doing in the community concerning promoting the killing, and everybody can help stop the robbing, stealing, and killing in Chicago. And we're going to reflect on that in a way that you can kind of see a little bit of this here. This is one of his flyers here in Chicago, a Chicago serial killer on the loose. Since 2001, 75 women of color, which is really black women in particular, that we are going to reflect on. So welcome again, Rabbi Macheal Ben Yosef, and tell us what you've been doing out there in the community. Because you, to me, you know, you are the man of the hour. And I know you have been really, fired up about and disappointed about the disrespect of what's been going on in the black community and on the south side and all sides of town. However, especially on the south and west side, black women been found in the garbage can. Now, you know that's a shame, Chicago. And we're going to have to challenge the Million Man March, because I'm with that brothers, and we're going to have to secure the community in a sense that we're going to continue to promote more power to God and more power to the people. At this time, I'm going to let my guest have his way and have his say. Rabbi Ben Macheal Ben Yosef.
Amen. Hallelujah. Shalom Aleichem. Peace and blessings to the world and those who stand in need of prayer. Thank you, Mr. Plump, for allowing me to come onto your show.
All right.
This is a blessing to myself to give this message, the coverage and the focus it needs to our community. I'm here to advocate with regards to the 75 women of color murdered in our community within Chicago area, including Gary.
Yes,
there is a plague and an epidemic that has unleashed itself of evil in our community. And we have seen several instances where you have mentioned about the bodies being found in garbage cans, particularly behind abandoned buildings, in garbage cans, in garbage bags, just disposed of like it's garbage. So there's a problem that we're having, and there seems to be an invisible murderers, if you will, about who is doing these things for people who are trying to live their lives and to go about their day and the things they're doing. Particularly when it comes to the children, they've also been found murdered in our community. One particular one that stands out the most is a Latina woman, a 16-year-old girl. She was found in Des Plaines River, murdered. Another particular one, this is very significant. I call this the most significant murder of all the different murders that I've been witnessing.
Hallelujah.
The serial killer work has been in Chicago. That's where pretty much
tell the truth, Rabbi.
In the Chicago area. And now, all of a sudden, since I've been really pushing this issue about the women of color in Chicago by doing several press conferences, by appearing before Mayor Lightfoot and Eddie Johnson, before the city council, advocating, standing for our people about this consistent pattern of murder. And those, I'm going to talk about that in a second. But the specific murder that's more specific and significant is the last one that happened in Riverdale. Why Riverdale? So Riverdale is significant is because of the murder outside the perimeter of Chicago, which means the serial killer is watching my work by doing the press conferences, by doing the public speakings. That murder is the most significant one because it's the first one that's out in the suburbs, the first one in Riverdale, the first one since I've been working on this issue. So that tells you that the work that I've been doing has been public. I've been on Channel 7, Channel 5, Channel 9, even this little flyer I have here at WBBM 780, which another individual, a reporter came out and took a picture of me doing this work. So I've been pretty much been out there. It's just been kind of dragging because you have to work with the media and get them to come out. Sometimes they don't show. When I go to Mayor Lightfoot at the city council, I had actually stood before her and I asked for her undivided attention twice.
Did you look her in the face, brother?
I looked her in the face. Let me tell you what she did.
Yeah, well,
I looked her in the face.
Tell it,
and she
on the map.
She did not give me her undivided attention the first time I met with her at the city council meeting. But then the second time, which was, you could Google it, go to the city, the Chicago city clerk for Chicago, and you can look and see exactly what was said when I talked to her before her and Eddie Johnson. This was October 23rd when she revealed her budget before the world to Chicago. There was an issue and a concern of her, of myself, about how the money's being appropriated for something that absolutely has no benefit for our community. the $95 million that's being appropriated towards this police academy is sitting out there gathering interest. Well, we right now have all these murders and not having a detective to find resolution or closure to these murders. Well, we're going to put money towards a police academy. There's no benefit of getting the closure and the justice these families deserving. So I stood on the floor before her, the council, and before Eddie Johnson and said, the money that's out there right now that's growing interest, that money needs to be appropriated to the purpose of solving these murders of the families that need closure. Also, the 6,000 cases is connection to the city, to the 75 women of color murdered, because they're within that pool of giving forensics so they can do a test to find if there's any connection as far as any DNA, as far as any all that was collected on the scenes of these different murders, so that if there could be even a connection to showing the patterns. But because they're so backlogged, the city's so backlogged with having all these murders piling up, they're not even getting closure to getting close to giving these murders to be investigated. So this is why we're at a standstill. So the pressure I've been doing, I went to the FBI, stood before the FBI, did an initiative to expedite them to do the work to get this done. Yes, I've been everywhere.
I know I seen you this past week. I seen you at the Cook County Correctional Center for Miss Board. And
yes, sir.
I know you've been out there with the circus.
Yes.
And I'm glad that, I got to give you a hand, brother, and tell you thank you, for being on the scene. A man, that recognize our children, especially the women, the females, because, wouldn't none of us be here.
None. Absolutely.
Would none of us be here without your mama.
Amen.
About my dear and grandmama and big mama.
Amen.
And yes, and Mama Alice, and I'm just thankful that, the mothers, and one of the greatest things I heard a master teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, is that we would never be, as a people, we would never be any higher than our black woman. And when we, a black man supposed to protect the black woman.
Hallelujah.
Yes, in faith of God, as well as a better way of life that we can share, the longevity.
Yes, sir.
And so many of our females, and these has been young women too, I heard.
Yes.
Most of them has been young women that their life has been cut off. And that ain't right, Chicago. And I must challenge the men, especially the men that participated in the Million Man March, because the struggle, the movement, and the coalition continues. And we have to band together that we might continue to show respect. And respect is everything. Respect for the black woman, the black mothers, and the black wives. We got to do better than what we've been doing, and I know that we can. So we're going to continue to encourage, you, and especially you, the black men, to come and meet us at the Swift Mansion. We're still there for you, Chicago. We are there at the Swift Mansion every Sunday. We still here at the Swift Mansion, all for you. We're getting ready for our 26th annual classic historical parade, which is coming up on Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. And we are looking for you, Chicago, to be a part of the parade and remembering the world's greatest mayor, nobody but her. I remember Mayor Washington said, Rabbi, that we must plump the whole community.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Yes, sir. So we are plumping it up in peace, love, unity, marketing people, and that we got a caller here So, caller, would you give us your question or comment? Okay. Yes. Would you put the caller in? Put the caller through? Thank you. Yes. Well, we gonna, hopefully get the questions from the caller, and hopefully that we'll be able to address the concern of the caller. Yes, sir. Okay. Did you get the caller through? Okay. Put the caller on. Let us hear from the caller. We are having a little technical problem at the moment. We are trying to get the caller through. So hopefully we can get the caller through, and the questions can be answered concerning. But meanwhile, caller, call right back. We're having a little technical problem right now, but we want to share with you too, especially the youth. We got youth services and culturetainment, and we got activists that's working with us in every way. You can call us also at 312-671-2773. And don't forget that we are going to continue to promote a better way of life, because we got a job for you, Chicago, or we got a business for you, for all the entrepreneurs. So somehow we had a little technical problem, but hopefully that the caller called back and we can get that call through. Rabbi, tell us some more things that, you've been doing out in the community, so we can share some more information.
Yes. I will just add a little more to this murder of the 75 women of color murdered. Just give you an example of what the people need to know when it comes to that. When the predator is preying on our people, they select certain people with regards to the certain areas, the zip codes, the south side and the west side. So what that means is I've been advocating for people to know to not sit in your cars when you're out and about. Do not have earbuds in your ears when you're walking by yourself or even walk by yourself.
Yes,
do not
that's
have your
very
children,
important.
Do not have your children wander the streets. Know where their whereabouts. Give them like a time frame to be at the location they're supposed to be at. Try to do proactive things because we're dealing with this issue that's ongoing. You've seen Facebook postings about different women and children missing. So this is the time to be more proactive and have strategies in place, so then you can protect your children and to talk to them about this issue. This is a new normal we're dealing with. So I'm just being very adamant about educating the people to be prepared and to be aware of their surroundings. Now, also when it comes to the women of color, there's a method how they go about doing it.
Well, tell the truth and shame the devil.
The method is that they get and they have vans they use, so that these certain vans, they're like no windows. I was given someone said, Rabbi, did you see this? I actually saw the actual footage of how the vans look. These vans are like airproof and not soundproof, which means you cannot, if you are abducted, you cannot even scream or at least alert anyone. They're full equipped with metal inside the vehicles, and they have equipment, so then if you're abducted, they make sure that you're alive inside of the facility.
Okay, look like we got another caller. The caller's calling back. We hope that we can get through this time. Caller, will you give us your name and your concern in terms of your question or comment? Are you there, caller? Oh, okay.
And also, I want to talk
Well, go
about
ahead.
talk
Continue,
about there is
Rabbi.
a case. I work on the police brutality as well. Right now, there's a case right now that's going to be coming up this week at the 26th of California. This is a case that, as everyone knows about, Ricky Boyd that's been murdered by the former cop Dante Servin. Well, Mr. Dante Servin has arose up out of his rock that he's been under. He's now trying to come back into the community again, his job, his credit or his record being expunged. So he is going to tell the people he has already beat the case and going to come out from under his rock to throw mud in the family's face and has already received acquittal for his murder of Ricky Boyd. Now he is going to go to the courts and stand before the judge and say that he wants his record to be expunged, which will give him free access to go and to apply to be a police officer again. So we're advocating that everyone shows up at 26 in California to stand in unison to pack the courthouse. The courthouse will be, courtroom will be 101 at 1 p.m. this Thursday. So he will be there to standing with regards to getting his job back, and we want to say no, we do not want someone that racially cleans our people already. That's absolutely not going to happen.
Okay, this Thursday, what day in November is that coming
I believe that's
up on?
the 15th of November.
The 15th, okay. But it is Thursday at 1 o'clock in room
101.
101. Yes, yes. Let's try and make sure that we attend, the House of Correction Center.
Yes.
Right, in court.
The Lennington Court Building on 26th of California.
Okay. Yes. Well, we're going to continue to let brothers and sisters know I got a birthday coming up too.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir. On November the 18th.
Amen.
We're going to be celebrating it at the Swift Mansion at 4500 South Michigan on the last Sunday, Rabbi. And I want you to lead us out we're going to have a press conference.
Okay.
And it look like we got another caller. So, caller, will you give us your name and your comment or question?
Greetings and assalamu alaikum to my good brother, Minister Plump. This is Brother Aaron X. How are you, sir?
Oh, well, thank you, Brother Aaron X. All praises due to Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. I got onto this show a little bit late, so if you could let me know, I wanted to give the greetings to your guest as well. I have been able to check out for the past couple of minutes. Thank you, dear brother, for being strong with our good brother, Minister Plump. He deserves all of the help and support and togetherness that he can.
And we appreciate you, Brother Aaron. And Brother Aaron is a faithful believer in the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I greet you again, brother, and our people, in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum, in the Hebrew brothers and sisters in Shalom, Shalom, so that we can continue the struggle from our beloved Mayor Harold Washington. He really said we must plump the whole community, so we're going to continue in the struggle. And I thank you, Brother Aaron, for calling today. Did you have a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do have a question because
yes,
I know that you are a humble brother, so we have to draw this out of you. And I may have missed it earlier in the show, but I believe you have a special day coming up towards the end of this month, and I just want you to put it out there on what do you want on your special day, and how can we help, dear brother? I know that you give a lot and you support to a lot of groups and a lot of organizations. What do you desire on your birth anniversary, and how old will you be, dear brother? That's my question.
Well, thank you. I will be 74 years old. Praise God. Hallelujah. Yeah, well, I'm going to give myself a hand on that.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Gotta do it for yourself.
the best way that brothers and sisters, respect is everything.
Hallelujah.
And just be there at the Swift Mansion on November the 24th from 2:30 to 4:30. We're going to have some ice cream and cake, and then we're going to have some speakers, too, like you, Rabbi. Yes, Macheal Ben Yosef. And we're looking forward to the press coming out, and especially the black press. It looks like we got another caller, so we're going to listen to the question or comment of the next caller. Go right ahead, caller. Okay, is the caller there? All right. Well, anyway, we're going to kind of reflect on this. You know, I got a reflection of this Chicago, and that is we're getting ready to wrap up now, but we got a reflection of 277 plus 23 team, and that is you, and that is me, and we're getting ready to do what we got to do, and make sure that we come back next week. And we're going to be right here with CAN TV from 6:30 to 7 o'clock, and we're going to be letting everybody know the latest news and the greatest news, and the missing link, which is you. So we want to thank you for being with us again on Plump TV, and keep calling back at 312-738-1060, or you can reach me direct, especially if you want to get in touch with our Rabbi Macheal Ben Yosef. 312-671-2773. Thank you. And we're going to salute you, Chicago, and may you have a pleasingly plump day, as Les Brown say. And Mayor Washington said we must plump the whole community. So, inshallah, assalamu alaikum, shalom.
Peace.
Peace.